Welcome to the bold analysis. The country is in crossroads because who knows what will happen and who knows what exactly is Nanenane. I've been having unconventional thinking that Raila deflated the tire and the protests might not intensify. But I am a bit disturbed by some some videos that have been seen. I want us to look at this video from Kapsabet. Kapsabet, Nandi County, is the home to Alfred Keter. Alfred Keter has been blamed by a cohort of leaders from Nandi that he was mobilizing for protest in Kapsabet. And the governor, who also faced the wrath of Gen Z some time back because he was also visited. They visited him and asking him about accountability, decided to plant goons carrying some rungus and walking in the streets. You know, I saw that video and was a bit disappointed that this issue of deploying the civilians to counter the civilians, it's a bit backward. And I just don't know how and why the security team are allowing it. Can you look at this?
Tumeamkia maajabu. Kaunti yetu ya Nandi ni kaunti ya amani, lakini kulikuwa na demonstration ambayo kikatiba iko halali. Kila mtu ako na haki ya kutembea hapa Nandi County, lakini hooligans around town wenye wamebeba marungu, wamebeba silaha. OCS wa Kapsabet anafanya nini? Iko haki gani kubeba rungu, kubeba silaha katikati ya town? Hii town hakuna kazi. Hii town ukiona ni chafu. Eldoret inaenda kuwa city na kaunti yetu inaenda kuendelea kurudi nyuma. Hatukubali maneno kama hiyo, and next time we are giving you a warning. Watu wa Nandi County wote watakuja hapa town na mtaona maajabu.
Governor hawezi solve a problem with a problem. Kitu ya pili, governor amenua goons na ma MCS wako ndani. Hata hapa kuna MCA amekuwa na sisi, pia mimi nimekuwa huko. Tumekuja, ameshuka akatuambia hii muende. Wao wote ni nini hao? Watu wamekofia, wamevaa kofia red na mask na yellow na ma helmet. Hiyo ma helmet ni nini? Kama unataka kusolve a problem, ita watu kaa nao chini. Hao watu si wa huku. Ametoa watu Tindret, watu wengine Nandils, Langas. Siakuja kwa hizo watoto wa Nandi tuongee wote. Sisi ni wa Nandi na sisi tumechagua. Kama anataka ya Tindret aende huko. Kama anataka Langas aende Eldoret asimamie huko.
Kuna mambo ambayo kwa hakika mtu unaangalia mpaka unashangaa ni nini mbaya. Kwa mfano, maandamano ambayo yamekuwa hapa town, wengine wetu hatukuwa tunajua ni maandamano ya aina gani. Lakini kuna watu walikuwa wamepewa mabarua ya halali kulingana na katiba ya Kenya ili kwamba waweze kufanya maandamano yao kwa amani. Lakini leo hii nimeshangaa kuona watu wamebeba mipini ya jembe, wamevaa makofia, wengine inasemekana kwamba walilipwa pesa za lunch na zingine za kutembea. Kwa hivyo ukijaribu kuangalia kazi ambazo zimefanyika kwa miaka 7 ambayo gavana amefanya tauni, kwa hakika sisi hatuoni. Hospitali hatuna, mortuary. Ukijaribu kuangalia miradi yote kama ya stadium ambayo ilianzishwa haijakamilishwa. Nyumba yake mwenyewe gavana pala haijakamilika kwa miaka 7 ambayo amekuwa kwa uongozi. Na county assembly hata mkijaribu kumulika pale unaona kwamba pia haijakamilika. Kwa hivyo helmet ni shilingi ngapi? Helmet ni shilingi ngapi? Hii mipini ya jembe ni shilingi ngapi? Hii pesa zote zigesanywa. Kwa mfano acha tupige roughly, these are 700 people wenye wamechaguliwa wamekuja maandamano. Ukijaribu kuangalia 700 times 1000, that is 700,000. Hii ingetosha hata kuweka madawa kwa hospitali. Ukijaribu kuangalia bei ya helmet 500 times 700, those a lot of money, 350,000. Ingeweka hata ingetengeneza hata hii barabara ya kutoka county assembly kuingia kwa mortuary. Sijui kama nyinyi mnawazia nini.
These are people that are carrying logs, walking in the streets under the guise of protecting their businesses. I'm not wondering, the guys walking there with the sleepers, I don't know which kind of businesses they're protecting anyway. I don't know. And the police are in Nairobi here. The DCI are running all manner of, the nation and the mainstream media is running all manner of headlines looking for politicians who planted goons in the street. But now just a day in Kapsabet, goons are walking in street carrying logs. Why don't we arrest those ones and look for those who have deployed them? You know, we are treading a very dangerous route. And the reason I'm saying this is we cannot take that route at a time when 60 bodies are lying in city mortuary. They were taken there. They are unidentified. No one knows who they are. The families are trying to get, and it's not. And, you know, look, listen to this.
Just so that we are consistent on numbers.
Okay.
So the numbers we had in terms of the persons that were reported to have received injuries at that time were 601 persons. We had 60 deaths that were reported, and we had arrests of over 1,429 people. 1,429, and we had abductions at 66 people. People. Now, what we do, so Azimlu will now take that information and then, as I said, utilize our tools to assess further. So we have confirmed, and this doesn't mean that these numbers are not true, because we are a step behind. Because for us now, we are undertaking the thorough documentation. So we have confirmed that as at that time, the injuries are correct completely. The arrests are correct completely. We have been able to confirm the abductions. But for the abductions, I want to say that 37 of those abductions have been resolved.
Okay.
All right, that people have been found, or persons who lost their lives, unfortunately, have been found. So we have, some of them now translate into the death. Yeah.
Okay.
We still have 26 missing persons, and I'll speak a little about that because it's a very worrying situation. Now, we as IMLU have conducted 45 autopsies from the death, the dead persons. So we are able to confirm and verify the cause of death. And again, I'll be speaking to that. And these are the numbers that are with us. Now, there's a second set of data. And this is data at the Nairobi Funeral Home, City Mortuary. Now, we have 247 bodies that are lying at a City Mortuary. Of which 100
is at 31st July.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. This the 247, 154 of those have been identified, meaning they're sort of closed. You know, the relatives have been able to identify their kin. So these 154 are known.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah,
the 247 bodies at City Mortuary, does it include bodies that have been brought here by relatives?
Yes, the
that have come from
247. Yes, yes.
So it's all bodies.
It's those bodies
at the City Mortuary.
At the City Mortuary during that period. It's actually from the date of 25th of June to 30th of July. All right. So now, from the 154, there are 62 bodies that are unidentified and who are unknown. Let me call them unknown. They have not been identified. We don't know this is person A, this is person B. All right. Of course, there are records that have been provided by the police, and you know the records according to the books there indicate accidents, sudden deaths, drowning, suicide, natural death. So they are those, you know, supposedly causes of death.
So hold on. This 62 unidentified bodies, how did they end up at City Mortuary?
Now, some were dropped there, you know, some have been collected by police and taken to the mortuary. So they're different sources. They landed there through different ways.
How many other ways could there be? Yes,
at times people take.
So people will take their relative.
Yeah, but
they'll report.
They'll report. So these 62, we want to confirm are not part of what has been taken by relatives.
Okay.
Because as I said, these are unknown.
Yeah.
They're not. If a relative would definitely know I'm taking my kin.
Yeah.
So they'll have a name.
And there'll be a record of who.
And there'll be a record. So these are police. You know, these are taken in by police. Now, so when we say there are 62 unknown, okay, it means that certain processes have to be undertaken for a conclusive determination of who they are. Autopsies need to be done to determine the cause of death. Fingerprinting needs to be done to identify who they are. And DNAs need to be done to also confirm their relations to their next of kin. So there's a long process.
So we have a country. I agree with someone is saying we have a country. But there is no way we can allow people to walk, you know, such idlers, hooligans, to walk in the streets allegedly protecting some business from some protesters. You know, and the police are entertaining that. The other day, there was a statement that was issued on Monday evening, that we are ready to manage the protests. And the acting IJ said that. But whatever is happening in Kapsabet should worry many people, because if they kill someone, who will account for them? Will account for them. And for me, I'm saying the reason why, and I want to interpret what's happening in terms of these violations. The country must learn from what happened in 2017. The tribal clashes that happened. We must learn. And that is why we decided to change from a police force, try to change the police from a force to a service. Even though we just replaced the word force with a service, but the mentality still remained that of a force. And the police bosses the Rift Valley police bosses should probably give an explanation. How do you allow that? Walking, it is some people with slippers, putting on pajamas, walking in streets, wakibeba marungu, etc. What are they protecting? How do we allow this? Some young people that should be wamewacha kazi, Kiswahili will bring it easy. Wameacha kazi zao in the street. Okay, they don't have any job anyway. They're just idling around with rungus after receiving some few 500. If we're looking, we can't be that casual. Then here, the police are looking for Rigathi allies to record statements on I don't know what did you pay. No, you need to go and arrest those ones first. Oh, no. You know, there's some videos, some analysis, sometimes if you do, you can't be cool because the story is not cool in its own, you know, the story cannot be cool. Now, there's something I'm saying. We run the danger of creating inter-citizen conflicts. And that would brew rivalry. Last protest, the very last one, I was in Kisumu. Remember, I had gone I was home. So when I arrived to Kisumu around midday, in the evening, I was operating some Airbnb. But then just around that place, in the evening, there was some relative come. And I was told that in the evening in Kisumu, that's when killings do happen. But I don't think it's in Kisumu. It's even in towns. The killings happen in the evening. Police normally don't kill people during the day. It's only in the evening because there is dark. And that is why there is no, the people normally encourage that in the evening, just retreat and go back home. So, this inter-citizen conflicts in Kisumu, it was the same thing. Something happened. Some leader there mobilized members of Luo community and some other people to go to town and with the same thing of carrying rungus to protect, to shield, to shield from protest. Walipigwa, some town dwellers there, waliwapiga, and they had to come back this side. In fact, they were chased to come back to Kisumu. Now, this is what is happening. When we start doing this, we are getting it wrong. You know remember that time when we have some fellows calling themselves Nairobi, I don't know, there is always Nairobi business community, I don't know what business community. It's some amorphous group of goons that are hiding under some very fake community, you know. So this one has to be called out. This one has to be arrested. The second thing here is deploying the civilian militia is an escape, is a strategy to escape accountability. And I was asking, if these fellows, these young men here, they're in the age of the Gen Zs that are in the streets. If these young fellows here beat someone up and someone is dead, how do you account? How do you account for them? They will retreat back to their villages. They will disappear. You know? So the next day when you find a body in the morgue, the police, someone investigating will be told, was this one beaten by mob? Police will now pick and report, then say this was beaten by a mob, this was beaten by accident, this was beaten by a bee, this one found in a trouble with a bee, this one was a sorcerer. You find, I don't know whether there's something called a sorcerer, I don't know. So we cannot entertain a civilian militia at a time when people, some dead bodies are lying in morgues and unaccounted for. Now, we are creating a breeding ground for goons to terrorize. If people in Nairobi see, there are people in Kapsabet mobilized. And I'm saying mobilized by one of the leaders from the region. The next day, if another team also emerges from Nairobi here saying they're also protecting their businesses, then police give them that ground. Oh, nyinyi mkona sisi. They're the ones that will go and now break into people's shops. Because the miserable faces I'm seeing there, those are thugs. The faces I'm seeing, those miserable faces I'm seeing there with rungus putting on pajamas and Crocs, those are also miserable people who the next day they will be breaking into people's shops, and now then you come back and say, the protest has never been peaceful. I've been saying we need to learn. Even the day 25th June, the day people stormed Parliament, there was no shop that was broken in Nairobi. But after that, the moment we started planting this brand of goons around, so we must put our acts together and we must call a spade a spade. This stupid characters, this stupid trends of, of giving people rungus to walk in the streets, terrorizing people, the police must just chase them. These are the first people that should be arrested. They should be cooling their heels in police cells, because there's no protest in Kapsabet today. And Article 37 is in the Constitution. And if it is about crowd control, it has to be controlled by the police. And Kenyans taxpayers' money are serving, paying salaries for the police and the people in the sector to do that work. So I don't know who is paying these fellows with goons while people, dead bodies are lying in mortuaries unidentified. We need to be very truthful as a society. Thank you.